Okay, so discussions of last time's episode got me thinking about the religions in other stories that I have. So get ready for Lunelism, and it is for Welcome to Hollowhaven. Um, it is for Welcome to Hollowhaven because obviously I love that show. Or not that show. I love the world of Welcome to Hollowhaven. The characters, low key, they need work. It's gotten to the point where I might just make it a collection of short stories, but I'm not sure. But anyways, moving on to this. So there is a werewolf religion in Welcome to Hollowhaven. It is called Lunelism, and it was available now. It was founded by werewolves for werewolves, but it's not just restricted to werewolves, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Hold on. I just got an offer for Woolhaven. Turns out I'm too broke to buy Woolhaven. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so in Lunelism, it's bitheism technically, so they worship two deities of the sun and the moon. The moon is a giant white wolf, and the sun is a giant fox. And they're like werewolves, but they're also not werewolves. And they're sort of, they tinker with life. That's what they like to do. What is that? What is that? But they tinker with life. That's mostly what they do. And they sort of view, they view humans as sort of like the ultimate tinkered, and then they also view werewolves as the tinkered with the tinker, I guess, is what they because, like, I'm not making any sense, and I'm very sorry about that, but, like, you just can't handle my ADHD brain. Sorry. And they view them as sort of like tinkerer deities, so they're like mostly chill with like evolution. You get it, you get it, you get it. But yeah, that's like their whole thing. I should have taken better notes for this. But basically, Lunella and Solus, yes, this is the second time I've had a sun deity named Solus in a row. One of them is gonna get their name changed, and I don't know. Well, actually, let's just call this one Soul. How about that? Soul. Just like, my favorite Warrior Cats character. That's a lie, it's really Squirrel Flight. I might get back into Warrior Cats, you guys. That was a joke, by the way. But yeah, so these guys, they're viewed as all-powerful, but not all-knowing or all-good. They're just very, very wise, and they've logicked out a lot of morality, and they've narrowed it down to 9 virtues, because I like the number 9 a lot more than 7. So we have, pride, compassion, chastity, discipline, patience, peace, temperance, hope, and a willingness to learn, because, you know, the good guys always have an open mind, 100%. Notice how forgiveness isn't on there, and that's because, like, as a virtue, I don't really see, well, I guess forgiveness might not actually be a virtue, but it's definitely one of the fruits of the spirit or whatever, and that's like one of the ones that I get the least, because, like, you know, it allows for some really bad actions to be repeated when they really shouldn't be repeated. So, which is why if you say that you should handle, anything ever, like the church in relation to, you know, really bad things, I'm gonna think that you're stupid, Tennille. But Yeah, but I feel like we should probably go over some of them because, like, Briar, what do you mean pride is a virtue? Well, you see, Aristotle once said, sorry, I'm gonna end up going back into my philosophy bro arc, but basically there's this ancient theory out there that pride should be considered a virtue because, like, it's not like pride is in hubris, it's like pride in your good works and pride in your, because if you have pride in your work, you're gonna do your work better. If you have pride in doing good things, then you're gonna do good things more. Or at least that's how I understood it. If that's wrong, someone can correct me in the comments. But that's basically what I observed, from reading that. And I'm not the best at reading comprehension. I'm trying to get better. So, someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's what. Anyways, pride is on there, and so is peace, because a lot of werewolves have like anger issues, and it's caused by hormones, but it's also caused by like this weird idea that you know that you could turn into a wolf at any moment and like bite their head off and win a fight. Which, you know what, if I have anger issues. If I could turn into a wolf and bite someone's head off immediately and win a fight, my anger issues would be way, way worse, okay? So like, yeah. Anyways, temple is held on Sunday and Monday because the sun and the moon. Jeez, I'm so smart. But anyways, it's held Sunday and Monday because of the sun and the moon, and it's like, this is what they are, okay? So yeah, they have like, temples, they're mostly, there's like, big cities have a temple, but not all of them are. It's like, kind of a toss-up during the smaller ones. So like, Hollowhaven has a temple because it's a big city. Capital City, which I didn't name and isn't in my notes right now, and I'm drawing a blank on, it's a pretty big city, so it has one. But like, Meadowfield out there, which is a like random ass town in the middle of and it's a decently sized city, probably maybe not the size of my city, but like it's decent enough, like the size of Montgomery. I love Montgomery. It has so much small town charm. I said about my capital city. Montgomery really fell from grace, man. Yeah. So like, temples, they exist in cities, but they also like, sometimes they get set up in the middle of nowhere, due to like, Lunellism has several branches, and some of them definitely view the wild as like a necessity. Like, some of them view its members as like having to spend like a month or so in the wilderness, like alone, because they think that it like, one, builds character, and two, is like, how do I explain it? Because the sun and the moon, you need to spend time in the moon's goodness, okay? You need to. I know it's hard to explain, but like, they'll make temples or, just like churches, I guess, like in the middle of the woods or in the middle of fields, and they'll be pretty decently sized, and they are upkept by monks, whether they're in the city or in the country, which monks can be male or female. It's not like just a all-male thing. And then if you do a very good job as a monk, you might become an abbot, or you might become a priest and be above all the monks, but still below the abbot, and then the abbot is in charge of the entire abbey. That's the name. Wait, no, actually. Let me Google that. Let me make sure I'm being historically accurate. Hold on. This is the third time. Oh my god. Abbey definition. How about that? Okay, see, I was right. Downton Abbey is misnamed. I said I've never seen Downton Abbey. I might have seen an episode or two. I think my mom used to watch it and then she dropped it because it got, she lost the ability to suspend her disbelief. Which happens in long-running TV shows, honestly. So yeah, you become an abbot, and then after you become an abbot, you might become a bishop, and then maybe an archbishop, but they don't have popes, because I don't like popes. And yes, it is based off of Catholicism. I was never a Catholic. I was a Southern Baptist for a decent chunk of my life. So I like the aesthetics of Catholicism, because I am in fact a pagan, and much of the Catholic Church is, listen, back in the day, they changed so much about their religion to attract pagans. How dare you criticize me for being attracted to it? Okay, listen. I like the architecture, okay? Listen. I like the aesthetics, I really don't like the organization, which is a shame, but, if you like the aesthetics and don't like the organization, just play Cult of the Lamb, I guess. I don't know. Cult of the Lamb does not have Catholic aesthetics. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, it does have Catholic aesthetics. Yes, I did that on purpose. I am not ex-Catholic, but I am ex-Protestant, or I am ex-Southern Baptist, so while I do not have Catholic guilt, I have, Baptist low self-esteem, so, which I swear to God should be a real thing. Okay, I've never seen, someone raised as a woman who was, raised Southern Baptist and had good self-esteem, okay? Well, I've met a few, but, it's not very common, okay? Even in adults, what's up with that? Okay? Especially if you deconvert, okay? But, yes, it is based off of Catholicism. No, I will not change it. I've explained this to my brother, and he asked me why the vampires don't have a religion, and there's several reasons, and I do feel like I do need to get into that, because, it's whatever. If you've listened to my prior episodes, you will know that being a werewolf is sort of like having autism. It's genetic, and it shows up, later in life. I guess autism shows up pretty early in life. They diagnosed my brother pretty quick. But it shows up around puberty, and, it's a genetic thing, and vampirism is an STD. You turn other vampires, so, I guess there are some genetic vampires out there. They exist as a thing, but it's not most, 70% of vampires, it's an STD. So I don't feel like you'd be able to, pass it down as a culture, if that makes sense. It'd be like having a religion for people with AIDS, if that makes sense. Yeah. Also, the autism comparison is kind of dumb for werewolves, because if a werewolf has a kid with a non-werewolf, odds are there's a 60% chance, a 67% chance. Sorry, a 67% chance that kid is probably gonna be a werewolf. It passes down. It's Oh, I hate to make a Harry Potter reference. It's like the witchcraft in Harry Potter. Okay, I can't think of any other fiction to bring up. That's like the only one where I can think of, which, call me uncreative for that, but like, it's whatever. But like, it's like the witchcraft in Harry Potter. It's like if the witches in Harry Potter had their own religion. Okay. It's like if Voyants had their own, well, is Voyant genetic? I'll have to look into that, but I'm not gonna Google it right now because, I'm not done with what is out of the series currently, but like, yeah. Also, there are some stereotypes of like actual religions that I feel like it would be kind of hard to give the vampires a religion without doing an accidental without accidentally playing into those stereotypes. And I don't really trust myself to handle it that graciously, seeing as this is gonna be either my first or second published work. So I'm just gonna err on the side of caution. Not only would it not make sense, but it's also like, it would be difficult to write correctly, and it would also not make sense. So, I'm gonna kill him, I swear to God. It's not an episode of Worldyapping without getting background. And now I have to censor out his name. But anyways. Yeah. Not only does it not make sense in universe, it's also like, it would be hard to write correctly. So I'm not gonna give the vampires a religion. I will, however, give the werewolves a religion, and that religion is the one that I just explained. So for the record, like, pure Catholicism, like Catholicism as it is, like, IRL, does not exist in this universe. All of the Christians are not Puritans, they're Protestants. But Puritans were Protestants. Which is, like, an interesting fun fact that I feel like people probably instinctively know, but they don't like think about, because in fantasy or whatever, it's always the Catholics being Puritans, which I think is, like, I'm not gonna nitpick at, but like, for the record, the Puritans, sorry. I remember the weirdest things about history. Like, I took AP US history and AP World history. I barely remember anything. Which, to be fair, AP US, the teacher started the class off by saying, you think you're here to learn history, but you're not. You're here to learn how to pass the AP exam. Like, he started, like, the first day of class, he said that. So, like, I probably shouldn't be surprised that I barely remember anything relating to history. But I do remember how to write an essay. Which I do want to write more video essays soon, but there's not really any shows or video games that I really want to talk about. Maybe one day if I get my hands on Woolhaven, I might talk about whatever lore is going on in Woolhaven. But, like, other than that, there's really not much I can talk about in regards, like, I need a new show if I want to talk about, like, if I want to make another video essay, I need to find a new show, because everything else, I've already considered basically all the shows I've already seen. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all guys, Wednesday, yeah, well, Wednesday after next, because I go up every other Wednesday, so I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, bye.